Hello, welcome to Island's Plate with me, Treasure. So today we're doing another sewing project. I basically messed up my rug, or my dog messed up my rug that sits in front of my stove. So I'm going to go on and take this opportunity to figure out what's going on with the Jelly-Rolls hype and rugs. I've seen these rugs everywhere, and I think I've decided which one I'm going to go towards, which one of those rugs I'm going to try to do. I think I'm going to do an oval. I'm going to attempt to do an oval. Jellyroll rug to go in front of my kitchen. Because it's fall time, I'm going to try to stick within a fall theme. Went on Pinterest and found a good color palette, so I'm going to stick to around that. These are my splotches that I'm going to be using, so I guess I'll pick them up for you to see them. But we're going towards brown, honey gold, and black. That's basically what we're going to do. We're trying to go towards like a woodsy, I guess, type of look. I guess if you can use this one for a reference. But yeah, so right now for this part, I'm basically going to cut these into jelly rolls into 2.5 1/4-inch strips. And yeah, basically going to do that. So for this part of the project, you're going to need a ruler, or scissors, or ruler, scissors, or a rotary cutter. I think that this situation is going to call for a rotary cutter. And then I'm also going to be using a cutting mat. I have a much bigger cutting mat in my sewing room, but you know, I gotta be where the family is right now because I gotta keep my eyes on the toddlers that you hear right now. So I hope you enjoy watching me do this part, and then I will revisit you once I finish cutting these into strips and showing you my next part. Because
some of the things I highly recommend you get is thread that matches your fabric and some batting. These things are going to be kind of important. I also recommend you get a sewing machine that is able to do a zigzag stitch. So this is me cutting up the fabric. I highly recommend that if you don't have the tool, the Jellyroll tool, which I don't have, that you cut your strips a little bit bigger. It might help you out when you're folding them up. So instead of the 2.5 inches, I would do 3. And I would also recommend getting the proper batting. The batting that I had was a little too thick or too fluffy, and I would have changed that too. So that would have also helped me if I would have made my strips 3 inches instead of the 2 when it comes down to folding and sewing your jelly roll into the rolls itself.
mistake number 1. Do not use these scissors. Abort, do not use pinking scissors. I'm down to using this. This didn't take as long as I thought it was going to take, especially because I unfolded this in 2. This is fairly long. I still think I may need to cut some more, but the batting that I have, I don't think is as thick. I got this one from Walmart. This is from Hobby Lobby, and this is from Walmart. So, alright, that's where I'm at with it right now. I'm using my fabric scissors for my batting. And it's not taking as long as it took me to cut all of my fabric, which, you know. In the regular video, or portion of this video, I will show you what all of those look like. Like, we cutting away. And my biggest fear is another thing. Expectations check as of right now. I thought that this was going to take forever, and the cutting part was going to take forever because I hate cutting, and I was probably going to lose motivation. But actually, it's going by faster than I had expected. So I'll see y'all, when I'm finished. Computerized brother sewing machine. because it is a quilting machine and it also does straight stitch and all these other stitches. I wanted to use my Juki, but you know, I need something that can get it all done. So I'm going to use Old Faithful. She has never failed me. I love her. So we're going to go on and give her a test.
So this is me creating the long strip. So I learned the hard way that I was actually sewing it the wrong way, okay? So what you want to do is make sure that you have a fishtail going the direction of the sewing machine, okay? When you sew it in the wrong direction, this is the result that you're going to come up with, okay? It's not going to be very effective, right? So what you want to do is you want to make sure that it's good sides facing together, and then you're going to turn the fishtail part of the strips towards the sewing machine, and you're going to sew corner to corner facing the sewing machine. I hope I'm making sense, right? So I'm going to show you again, and this is a better or a closer view of what I've done, okay? You don't want to sew in the wrong direction. You want to turn the fishtail in the direction of your sewing machine, okay? You're going to go from corner to corner that way. And you're going to go from the corner on the outside of the fishtail going inside of the fishtail, that sort of diagonal line. I hope I'm making sense. I hope I am. Just follow the directions. All right, anyway, so when I started out the roll, after I finished joining all of my parts together, I sewed together the very top, and these are the tools that you can go ahead and go and buy before you start this project, which I did not do, that will help you out with this. But to start my roll out, what I did was I just pinned it in the very beginning, and then that kind of set the tone for me throughout the rest of this project. So I just pinned the very beginning, and then I just folded in with my hands as I went, which was a little slower. So this is me turning the fabric into the rope. So what I did was I sewed like an inch or so past the beginning, and then I backstitched it back. So I think that's very important because it might be hard for you to start it out and make it look clean. I would like for you guys to put in the comments what techniques that you've learned to start out the rope process. Okay, so it's day 4, and I am halfway through. I'm halfway through sewing this. So this is like the 4th day that I've been working on this. And to give context, I only work on it for like 2 hours, 3 hours a day. I'm not working on this 24 hours around the clock. So this is the 4th day that I've been working on this for 2 to 3 hours, and I'm halfway through it. My halfway mark lets me know, like, you know, the color change, where you stop seeing white and you see more yellow, and we're starting to getting into the black, so it lets me know that I'm halfway done. I'm going to attempt to finish this between today and tomorrow.
because I should be able to run through it. Also, like, I'm new to this, not true to this, so basically I'm still learning it. Like, when you first start something out and you first do it the first time, it takes you a little bit of time, and then after you get the hang of it, you just kind of run through it. So that's basically what I'm going through right now. But I will give you another video shot of me working this out.
So after finishing the rope, I serged the very end of the jelly roll. So when you decide to serge it like I did, you're going to lose some of the length. So you're going to fight with it, maybe, like I was, or you can see me fighting with it, but I was able to still get it folded in there and make it look consolidated. Another thing that I did also was I serged the very end of it, because this is going to be the outside, so this is what's going to be more accessible to be stepped on. So I figured it was very important to go on and serge the very end of it. Believe it or not, this is the quickest part. So we have our ball, and it's time for us to just turn it into our rug. So I decided to do an oval rug like I explained in the beginning of the video. And so here is the hardest part. You have to figure out how long you're going to want the center to be, because how long you're going to want your center to be kind of dictates how wide it's going to be, also depending on how much roll that you have or rope you have. So you're just gonna have to decide that or follow the pattern instructions. So for the beginning, I'm pulling out my pins again so I can get the middle flat. And because if you mess up the beginning part of it, it'll mess up the rest of your fabric or the rest of your project here. So what I did was I used the pins, and I tried my best to make sure that I was holding the fabric together in the very beginning, so my sewing machine was catching the like the two parts of the fabric, or joining the two parts of the fabric. I also would highly recommend using a walking foot, and go slow. Okay, go slow. Unless you're a rock star and you do this on a regular, you probably don't even need this video, but I would just go slow. Okay. So at this part of the project, I'm basically being very anal about making sure that it's very tied down in the center. You have to be very careful to make sure that it's not too tight, or it'll bow in the middle and it'll start to buck up in the middle. Now I know a lot of people are like, make sure that you're not being too rough with the machine. For me, I didn't have that experience. I had to whip this thing into shape. But further on throughout this relationship with me in this project, it went with a breeze. I enjoyed it. It was very fun. This part of the project was the funnest part for me. So I hope you have the same experience. So this is what it looks like after I sewed it together. I'm ironing it down so I can get rid of all the wrinkles, and I highly recommend you use starch. Did I do it? No. So be better than me. So this is the reveal of my hard work and dedication. I'm very proud of myself. I want to just do a nice B-roll of some of the blemishes that I had here that I'm still very proud of, to give you inspiration to still keep going. And when you think about it, you made it through it at the end of the day, and it still looks great. And in the future, the things that you learned along the road of this journey here will prepare you better for the next time that you try this out. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy. I hope that you learn some things on your own journey through this project, and I'll see you later.